Welcome to the art of going your own way. Today is a little different. Today is story time. We shall talk about a person's divorce and his children, and where they're at in life, and how the man got screwed over. It is a story of the ages. Anyways, so kind of thinking back, I have a very strained relationship with my children, and definitely a no relationship with my ex-wife. Hell, I haven't had a relationship even when she was my wife for half the time we were married. But that's a different story. So let's take it back a few years, going through the divorce, and my son writes me a email. And one of the key points in there was, what mom's fighting for is our ability to be free and spontaneous. Very, very interesting. And she was fighting for that to basically try to get as much money from me as possible. And what my son doesn't understand, and my daughter don't understand, is that they're good little socialists right now, but they don't understand that socialism only works until you run out of other people's money. My daughter is now the age where I am done with child support, and as a lesson, they're on their own. The world's got to chew them up and spit them out a few times until they kind of understand that what their dad was trying to do for them was to give them a good foundation and a good start on life. But what their mother and the mother side of the family, who are retarded liberal Democrats that just want to spend other people's money and worry about other people's problems and concerns instead of their own. Really, it starts at the home. And dealing with yourself, your wants, your needs, your desires, and making it happen. That's not a selfish thing. That is, if you're always concerned about other people's problems and other people's plights, your own life will not be one of a flourishing, exceptional life. You will always play a victim. And that's where I fall in. Am I a victim? I'm a victim of a monster, yes. I'm a victim of society, yes. But I choose to rise above that. Whereas my children don't. They're the victim of a father who tells them what to do and blah, blah, blah. Well, I got to tell you, kids, and if you even listen to this, you might actually eventually get it, that you were told a lie. The lie, what mom's fighting for is our ability to be spontaneous and free. No, that's not true, because you're not using your brains right now. You're not using critical thinking. You haven't learned it. They didn't teach you that in school. Shit, had I known that, I would have probably dropped everything and, yes, lived a life of a pauper. But no, I've had to push forward and work harder and harder and harder just to get past the child support and soon to be done with alimony. And I tell you, I am going to be very well off when this is all said and done. I will be a free man, able to be spontaneous and make my choices and be free, because I won't have anything tying me down. It's quite different than what my son perceives as being spontaneous and free. The spontaneous and freedom that was promised to him by his mother and that side of the family is really enslavement. It's go along to get along, go along, do what we say, and we'll throw you these little trinkets here and there, instead of actually being taught how to do it yourself. how to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I lived in a house, and the enemy was in my house. And I tell you, getting rid of that enemy, hardest fucking thing, because they're always working against you, undermining you. My ex, I should have known it. Full of divorce on that side of the family, hearing stories about her grandmother, how she bankrupted her husband several times. These women, they come in, they muzzle in, they basically steal your wealth and drive you to bankruptcy. And then when you go out there and you work harder and harder, you're never around. You're never around. And when you are, you're despondent because you're so tired all the time. But my kids don't fucking get that. They still won't. It's like, Dad's just a fucking whiner. Dad's supposed to be the strongest guy on the fucking planet. And he's supposed to handle everything. But my dad's a fuckhead because he can't. And I'm going to break off all relations with his side of the family because he's just not a perfect person. Well, news for you. Neither are you. All I gotta say is, good luck. Good luck. Holy shit. Tells me that he's debt-free and he's got a car now, but he doesn't trust his mechanic. Well, yeah, son. People out there are going to screw you over and try to take as much from you as possible. Daughter, too. I tailor this towards my son, but I'm talking to my daughter as well. What do you do? Anyways, rant, cry, whine, whine. There is an art to going your own way. And the thing about it is, it's not selfish to put yourself first. You have to. Because when you give from a place of abundance at that point in time, instead of a place of, I need to help this person because I'm in a dire, shitty situation and they're in a dire, shitty situation, and together we can be in a dire, shitty situation together. And every once in a while, somebody will get a leg up and they'll help the other person out. Yeah, maybe, but if a person makes exceptional leaps and strides, do you think they're going to help you out again? No, probably not. The thing about it is people are selfish. If you haven't learned that yet, I should say there are certain people that are selfish. But, yeah, don't you figure. I go to record this, and now they're mowing the lawn by where I'm recording this. Hold on a second. Getting off the soapbox. Gonna put it in the trunk, because I got a job to do today. Oh my God, you're just a bitter fuck. No, actually, I'm not. Am I disturbed by the trend that I see that people are living? Yes. Yes, I am. People vote against their own best interest, for God's sakes. I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine and talking about our beloved president and the things that he's doing right now. And it's like, well, the thing about it is the changes that he's making actually hurt me. Why do they hurt you? Well, because I'm on assistance, and if I make a certain amount of money, then it cuts off my assistance. Yeah, well, the thing about it is you voted Democrat all these fucking years, and you just don't get it. And I've tried to explain this, and maybe it's starting to click. But when you vote for these fucking people, it's a spiraling hole down into the shitter. And it always gets worse and worse and worse. Well, why is that? Because you never have the opportunity to shine and be the best you can be. You're always limited by what these trinkets are that people will give you. My kids are going to find this out. And Do you realize that if we were all self-determined and doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves, and we weren't concerned with, all these fucking people trying to migrate over here, why are we bringing them here? Why don't we help them there? The thing about it is, when you give and give and give like that, you give people no incentive to do it themselves and make a better life for themselves. Oh, we're going to bring them here. Why? They're just going to turn our place that we live into a shithole like they live in. The thing is, they don't have the fight to make it better. Hence, that's why they're fucking being brought here by other people, because they don't have the fight in them to make it better. They just have the wherewithal to be a good slave. God. Kids, you're fucking slaves, and you don't even realize it. My son, social justice warrior, well, you can't say that about people. That hurts people's feelings. Well, you just haven't figured it out yet, that it's not about feelings. Feelings are fleeting. Feelings have no foundation. You're going down class 5 rapids when you're dealing with feelings. You're going to be bounced around on rocks, get beat up really good. But I tell you, if you use logical thinking, you can navigate those rapids and not get beat up, bashed against the rocks. And your life comes out shiny on the other side. Whereas if it's feelings, you'll cling to any rock as you're being drowned and dragged down the river, instead of using your kayak or your raft to navigate and get around that stuff safely. I digress. I don't know if you guys got anything from this. Comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if this is just completely fucked up in your mind, or if this actually makes some kind of sense. Remember, there's an art to going your own way. And sometimes you just have to say, fuck it. Fuck society and do what is right for you. Peace.